Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm here working on my Walker Air Transport Tour, the New Zealand Adventure Tour. We've got 3 more legs to do. Last one we flew into Mount Cook. We are now going to be heading out of that airport. I did find some charts for it, but it is an unattended airport that requires special permission to fly in and out of, which is clearly why it's pretty basic. We'd come from Christchurch before, but we are now going to be heading in here, and then yes, we're going to be looking at runway 31. Yeah, it doesn't even know where this thing is, other than interesting. So we're going to set to clear skies again so that we can see where we're at. So 11:37 a.m. So this is a relatively short flight. Now this is telling me I'm going from 2,153 feet is where we'll be taking off, is where Mount Cook is at, and we're going to 1,171 feet in Queenstown. It was about 96 nautical miles, but again, we kind of have to fly out of the pass. So I'm going to go ahead, I guess, and put myself at parking ramp 4. Alright, well, there it is. So, pretty basic airport. I assume that's parking space 4 there. So, I'm not going to worry about this, but we're going to go ahead. Just do a quick basic startup procedure. Move the crash lever up, put ourselves on battery, generator on main, which I think is what that is. Yep. And then we're not doing ATIS, so we're not worried about it. So then we're doing auxiliary BP there, and then the starter goes to on for 2 seconds, and that should get it going. And throttle goes to low idle. So we're going to clear that. In the meantime, I'm going to turn on the autopilot on. We're going to get the fuel select to auto. Eventually, auxiliary BP is going to go to auto. And we'll worry about the lights later. Alright, so at this point we've got the low idle going. And we want to get the heaters up. That should get us there. And I think, do I have the fuel set to, yeah, I have the fuel set to auto. So, should be good there. And then, let's see, move ourselves up to that low idle. So there we go. And then I think when NG gets to like 52, I can go to high. So there we go. And then we'll move it over there. And that should get everything going for us. So now, after the engines start, we want to get the auxiliary BP to auto. That should get rid of one of the messages. We want to get the bleed to auto. The inert SEP on is what we want on the ground. Then I just need to get my route programmed in here. So let me get that going. I won't make you go through all that with me, but we'll see what it looks like when we're done. Alright, so we're taking off. We're going through Mammoose. I'm going to say 6,000 feet, then Elruv, and then it's added these through for the arrival. So Pampu, Ekvok, at Kill, and then the runway is at 1171. So got all that added in there. So I should be okay. I'm imagining if I'm at 2,000 feet at 3.8, it's probably fine. Alright, but at this point, we should be ready to go. So I'm going to go turn our parking brake off. Alright, so I had to reset everything. For some reason the controls weren't working. I don't understand why, but we seem to be okay now. So I should be able to now get moving here. There we go. So we're going to head over here, back this off. Alright, and then we need to get on the runway and taxi that way, and then, you know, take off the other way. But here we go from the land of Mount Cook, which I assume is one of those really beautiful mountains out there. So, and this is kind of exactly why we wanted to come out here, because we wanted to take a look, see what we could do. It looks like we've got a little bit of room here to turn around. There we go. Alright, so we're here at the runway. We're going to set ourselves to 6,000, which is going to be our cruise altitude. Doesn't look like we can set. Alright. We're going to do VNAV, and hopefully that will work. I'm going to try that anyway, but I'm going to turn our inert separation off. And we're going to get going. So here we go. Get our throttle up. Oops. Get ourselves positioned. We're at about 50. Getting above the red line there. Alright. Should be able to go up there. Think we're all set. Turn on autopilot. We'll see. It should climb. So there it's going. 700, 800. That'll work. I don't need anything super crazy. Alright, we can back off the throttle a bit so that we're not on the red line. And that should hopefully work. Put our gear up. That will also help with some speed. And we are moving. Alright, so we're there. Can't quite see the airport where we took off, because we kind of take off and then turn. So it's back there somewhere, but like right at the water's edge, I think. So I think it is. I think the runway's right there. So I guess it is visible. But you can see why they have, you know, kind of you fly out this way before we turn back to the west, which will be to the right, because right now we're basically heading south. but climbing at about 1600 per minute. Slowing down a little bit. But we've got to go about 17 nautical miles still. Not even at the lake, but this was a pretty good departure, all things considered, I think. Alright, so that's because we're getting close to the altitude. So we're going to climb for a bit. A little bit of chop. You can see we're bouncing around a bit. But the autopilot should keep us climbing pretty aggressively until we get pretty close. There we go. Now you can see it's going to V-alts. So it's going to lock in on the altitude bug there. Flatten out pretty quickly, and then you can see we're now trading power that we were using for climb for speed. So you can see the little red line on the left side, and we'll see. I don't know that we'll get all the way up to 220, but be close. But just getting near the lake. So there we go. We've just kind of crossed over. It almost looks like ice, but I don't know that that's really what that is. Alright, I want to zoom out my map a little bit there. And so we've got to go along this lake, and then eventually we will turn, as you can see, 45 degrees, maybe a little more than that. But I think we angle out a bit, and then I think we head further west in a little bit. But I think initially it's just kind of a quicker movement. So if we sit a little higher, you can see where we're at. But again, the way I program the route in here, you know, we're heading there. You know, it's saying, oh, I didn't change these to, I should probably update these to 6,000. There we go. That'll lower everything, and then we need that at 6,000. And I can probably put that at 6,000. And then we need to make this 1171. Alright, that should do it for us. So, see how all that plays out. But we are about 4 nautical miles from the turn. But took a little bit. We didn't have controls. Then I had another problem where I forgot to start my flight tracking. So I had to start again. So overall it's been a bit crazy. But there we go. Turn right in 7 seconds. And then we'll be heading that way, so maybe staying clear of those hills a little bit, not entirely. But it'll do that, and then we'll see what the distance is once we're fully rotated over. But yeah, I think we're headed, it looks like 189 maybe. I think that's what the DTK says. And then we've got 34 nautical miles till El Rouve. But nice smooth turn. So we'll be crossing a little bit of the hills, but we're We're obviously kind of moving along the valley here a little bit, but now, you know, going along the southern edge of the lake there. So there we go. But interesting views here in New Zealand. Now, I don't know, it might get crazy mountainous at the southern edge here. I'm just... Not that the landings were super easy or anything, but I don't really feel we did anything insanely difficult. But at this point, we're needing what? It's telling me about 18 minutes. We've been airborne for about 10. So it's saying we've got 78 nautical miles to go. I think we're in pretty good shape as far as being over the hills that we're coming up on here. Looks like, again, we've got some water over there, a little bit of water over there. But yeah, we'll be heading over that space. But, you know, pretty good clip. I mean, we're moving along at a decent speed. I'm just not sure what we then do for, you know, anything else after that. Because I don't know, like I said, I'm on the one map where I've got a turn, I'm not seeing it, so I think I will end up turning. But it looks like we've got crossing some terrain. But that's the thing that's hard to tell. I mean, it does look like ahead of us there's quite a bit of terrain. We're getting a bit of buffeting, I'm sure, from the air currents above the ground there. So I'm sure that's causing a bit of turbulence. But that's where, again, the autopilot's a wonderful thing to get us where we need to go. But it looks like just below 20 nautical miles. Looks like we've got some snow-capped peaks right in front of us, but I'm thinking, again, we're going to turn another 30 degrees or so at least and kind of head, you know, 200, 210. I don't know. We'll see how things end up. Take another look outside. So we've got a bit of a hill in front of us here, but it's taller than anything else, but we're well clear of it. So I can't imagine we're going to get, say, within 500, which is then kind of where we'd see it at the bottom of the altitude. So yeah, I don't know if that is the terrain. I'm thinking it is. So we were probably within 2,300 feet. But yeah, at this point we're past that. And just under 14 nautical miles. But yeah, now we can see over here on the nav display that we will have a turn. Not as sharp as we had before. But just not sure that we're high enough. Let's see. It's hard to tell as far away as we are. Because I'll tell you, it looks like we're not. but that could just be a bit of an optical illusion, I suppose. But yeah, we're definitely... we gotta just kind of pay attention as we get closer, how close anything gets to us. And as I said, there was something showing up there, which I'm thinking might have been the difference, because it went from like 2300 down to 2100. So I think that then helps to let me navigate and let me know where things are at there. Alright, 8 nautical miles. So I think that's 8. Yep, now we're at 7.9. So let's see. Alright, still a mile or two probably of flatland or grassland, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we're just kind of going over the hill, and then it looks like we've got kind of an open valley again that we're flying into. So it's just really getting over these hills here. I think I'm okay. I guess we'll find out in a moment. So now we're going over here. Let's see if we get anything showing up on our display that starts to give me any pause. Like, it just looks like that's way higher than we're at. So that's what I'm worried about. I don't know. Let me go. Let me go up to 7,500. So let's see if it'll do that eventually, because now it's looking like it has the path. I mean, I'm not getting any distance there, or you know, any readout, but we're also, yeah, it's gonna be close. I'll tell you that. It's definitely gonna be close. Alright, because yeah, it's 2,400. So it is coming up. Just thinking that it might be a lot closer than I want it to be. It's just hard to tell, though. We're at 1,700, 13. Ooh, yeah, we probably want to climb a bit.
500.
Yeah, we're at 300 feet. So
500.
Goodness gracious. 200 feet, huh? That's not good. Alright, so let's put it on autopilot there. See where it goes. We'll lower this, because now I think I can go. I can put it at 6 again. Alright. Yeah, that was a bit close over that over that rise there. So 6,000 I think would have might have put me onto it. And again, we're heading towards some additional potential. 16. So maybe we want to go ahead. Let's go up to 7. Alright. So let's see. If I go up, will it do it? Yeah, because the piece I'm trying to figure out is how do I... Alright, let me do that. And then we'll maybe VNav there. Because we're about 10 miles away. See, I mean, it looks like I'm totally clear, but out the window, that just looks... It doesn't look good. I don't know what to say. So I think I'll do it and then come back down later. Because I'm still a ways away. I've still got 37 nautical miles, so I think I'm okay. Alright, so if I turn that off and just let it do VNav, again, it should lock itself in at some point. Because, yeah, it's just basically going to take a little bit of movement. So you can see the alts coming in. Because, yeah, I think in front of me it is pretty close, but we'll see what it does. You know, maybe it's kind of going next to that a little bit. But at some point, obviously, I'm going to want to start descending. So yeah, in theory, at EVOC, we're supposed to be at flight level 10,000. Probably because we're really close to the terrain. I don't know. That's what it's showing me on my sim toolkit. Because like here we're going to move over a bit, and I just don't know if we're like kind of crossing over that stuff or what. So we're going to make a bit of a turn and then, you know, maybe avoid kind of the high point. Maybe. Just don't know. Because it is like 3 nautical miles. So we may be going kind of in that lower space a little bit. Hard to say. I think we're going to be alright. I think the 6,000 would be a challenge if I was down another 1,000, but again, and I think it starts telling us at like 2,500 or something, and we're not seeing that yet. It's just, we're going to turn here and then start heading right back over. Because at this point now it's 25 nautical miles, so we're not... Okay, so now we're at 2,400. But yeah, this doesn't look as scary. I mean, it's going to be close. But I think we'll be alright. I hope we'll be alright. Because if we're not, it won't be very fun. But... But this way, at least, we're a little bit closer. But at this point, we're kind of heading straight in. So it's going to be interesting. Alright, so we're at 11,900. Alright, so, yeah. So we were 900. So if we were at 6,000, we would have been. And now we're at 800. 700. Again, it's looking a little bit like in front of us, maybe we're going to get a little closer than we should. Not sure. Because at some point we are going to need to go down and land. I mean, I'm only 20 nautical miles out here. As you can see, that's telling me the runway. And I'm wondering if that's why you don't land on 23. You go around to 05, because there may just not be an approach path that is reasonable from here. But I would like to come in on 23 because that's going to be the most direct route. Again, I think I'm alright. Let's see, 2100. Because basically, I think it's that one, and then it looks like maybe we're down. Let me take a peek here. Yeah, because it's runway 23. So, like, once I cross the mountains, I should be fine, but I'm going to be closer than 10 nautical miles, I think. So that's a bit of the scary thing here. So I'm going to go down to, say, 3,000. We're going to slow down in a bit, that's for sure. I mean, yeah, it's up there, but that's 2,300, so I think we're going to clear it. It's just, it's going to be up there. Because, yeah, we're down to 13, like, we really should be descending like this, but I can't yet until, my goodness, we're going to be over there, I'll tell you that. So, I don't know, 11, I mean, we might be at 9, but maybe I'll set it to 2,500. Alright, so just about, but yeah, we're clearing it. But then we basically come over, and then we need to start heading down. So 22,000, 1,600. Is it dropping over? Am I past? I am. Alright, so we're going to start going down. I'm going to start backing off on the throttle. But yeah, we're like 7 nautical miles out here. So let me back this down. Yeah, I think we're going to have to pass over and then come back in. Because I don't think we can get down fast enough. Yeah, it's right there, for goodness sakes. I mean, put the gear out. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to come back in and around over the lake. Because we're 4 nautical miles out. I mean, there's no way. So I'm probably going to increase this to, say, 3,000. And then we're going to let it do its thing. And so I'm going to want to be at a heading of, whoop. No, we want to be on the nav. I need to fix my heading to what? Yeah, I don't want to go too slow because then we're going to stall out. Alright, so at this point, there we go. We're passing over. Interesting. There's not a lot of room here, I'll tell you that. But yeah, that would have been a tough landing, that's for sure. Alright. So we're going to open the flaps up higher here. But at this point, I'm going to need to... Because, yeah, we're going to need to basically head this way. Alright, so let me set... Let me set the heading bug. Whoops. Alright, and I'm going to want to take the altitude down to 2. So again, we're going to want to go down and then set that to VNav. Because again, if I can get down, all right. Oops. So I want to go around this way as much as I possibly can, because we're going to need to get around to where am I at? 1600? Okay. So if I can do that, all right, I need to keep going here. Let's see, where is that airport? Should be right over there somewhere. Alright, do I see it yet? I really don't. Alright, so I need to back this off. I do have my gear down, right? I do. Alright, so I think we're basically coming in at a bit of an angle. So that's the runway. So let's see, can I back it off a little bit more? Alright. So we're gonna kind of go this way and then take it in over here. And again, it's gonna be about, whatchamacallit, a little under 1200, so I'm about 100 over right now. But I think we're doing okay. 1280. Gonna slow down.
Traffic.
Where?
12 o'clock. Same altitude. 1 mile.
Oh, I see. Alright, well, we landed. They may have landed too. Looks like a little plane, I think. So I think we're okay. And I'm going to go ahead, turn that off, and that should do it. So, not bad. Interesting approach for sure. But, you know, we're going to be heading out the way we just kind of came in from. But I think we're all right, and we've accepted our flight. So definitely enjoyed that. But at this point, we are here in Queenstown. So not a very long landing. So we're going to leave it here. If you've enjoyed this little leg of our New Zealand adventure tour and haven't dropped a like in the video, please consider doing that. And if you are not a subscriber yet, please consider that as well. Both of those things help greatly with the channel. And I will see you next time.